Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody that is, it feels like it's somebody who hesitates, like if they're merging into traffic. You know how sometimes people really know how to zipper in and meet that appropriate speed to avoid a collision and, hit the same speed. I feel like somebody's like hesitating, like, oh, do I go now? Do I go now? Um, And this reading is to say there is a deadline here. So there are other forces at work here, or there are other people interested. Um, there's like a door closing or a window closing. So this person, I think, is getting the message of ish or get off the pot. Hi there, Peggy. How are you doing? Let's call in spirit with a little bit of 110. That made me think of like Bewitched for some reason. It sounded like old school magic. I hope you're all doing well. I haven't gotten over my fascination with my newest deck, so we're going to grab a few cards from this deck as well. This is the Poe Tarot. And for those of you that know me, you know how much I love Edgar Allan Poe and that I already have a deck. No, this one. That's Edgar Allan Poe. Oh, thank you, Redbeard. How are you doing? Hello, Nancy. Good morning. Hello, Tiana. Redbeard, I don't know if you saw this, and Joanna. There was somebody who commented, who's this Redbeard and this Joanna that you're always talking to? And I'm not trying to make fun of that person at all. It's not always easy to understand that there's like a live chat that happens when I'm doing these live streams. So like we can interact with each other. But yeah, I thought that was cute. Anyways. Oh my gosh, your message. That's adorable. So does that mean I have to take that money and go buy myself flowers? Because I will. If they have any left. I suppose yesterday they might have gotten cleaned out. We have the Six of Candles. For the record, I don't read these in the reverse. It's just how I feel I'm supposed to do it, in part because of the artwork. Okay, so we have the Six of Candles, which is the Six of Wands. You are rich, respected, admired, beloved. You are happy, as once I was. There's always going to be an Edgar Allan Poe twist on these, right? Because this card is about victory. But there's somebody here that's looking at you as if you are doing something the way that they used to be able to do. And the Three of Swords, or the Three of Quills. But the void within my heart refused, even thus, to be filled. I longed for the love which had before filled it to overflowing. Is it the Grinch who talks about his heart growing? I don't know. It feels to me like somebody, like their heart grew to accommodate a person, which was not something that they normally do. And now there's like a void, right? There's, I don't want to say vacancy because that applies anyone could just like slap down a 20 and get that, right? This is interesting. It's like things don't taste as sweet or songs don't sound as sweet because somebody's missing somebody else. We have the King of Paws, which I love, which is the King of Pentacles. A troop of echoes whose sweet duty was but to sing in voices of surpassing beauty the wit and wisdom of their king. This makes me feel like somebody wants to offer you something significant because that's what the King of Pentacles is, right? This is somebody that has stability to offer or wants something that you can build on together, right? But in part, this is happening, or in part, this person is getting to the point where they can offer a relationship or something stable because they fear they will lose you, because they fear you might be a little bit out of their league. They might have in the past kind of, how do I explain this? Been the pursued one, right? Maybe they're particularly attractive. Maybe they're particularly successful, right? The Six of Wands. Maybe they didn't have to try too hard to get people to pay them attention. But now they want more than attention. Now they want more than, naked things. We have the Six of Wells, which is the Six of Cups. Oh my gosh, what do we have here? Oh, I love this deck so much. Okay, so the Six of Wells, the wells, by the way, being a reference to inkwell and thus being something that holds liquid, right? So that's talking about cups, or would be aligned with cups and water signs. But here is Mr. Edgar Allan Poe looking at the portrait of a woman. Now our thoughts thou shalt not banish. Now our visions never to vanish. From thy spirit shall they pass no more like dewdrop from the grass. So there are memories here that are very difficult for this person to let go of. They might be trying to think about other things, but it's a struggle. I think there's something, it's like they see you in some way as innocent. I think the way you are to other people is very different to how the people this person has surrounded themselves with are to others. In other words, I feel like you actually understand or even embody concepts like compassion or empathy that they haven't seen from other people. All right. The last one from this deck is the Hanged One, which is the Hanged Man, right? There are two bodies, the rudimental and the complete, corresponding with the two conditions of the worm and the butterfly. I just love this author so much. I cannot believe it. Okay. I'm trying to write it in, you guys. I'm just really excited. I love these cards. Okay, so transformation is generally not something that I associate with the Hanged Man, even though there is a shift in perspective. Because generally we associate that with the next card, right? The Death card. But this is the moment before the transformation. This is the moment that inspires the transformation. So we have someone understanding, I can have a basic life. I can have a commonplace life or an unhappy life if I follow the crowd, if I do things, the way I've been taught, the way I feel comfortable doing it. But if I want something that feels more complete, if I want my heart to feel complete, then I must transform. Then I must do as the butterfly does. Right? Got to step up. Hello there, Andrew. How are you doing today? Thank you. Hello, Shushma. How are you doing? Hello, Paul. You don't give your address to a stranger. No, don't do that. That sounds like a scam to me. Yes. Exactly. So we have somebody on the cusp of change, but you're being told, King of Paws, King of Pentacles, you might have Earth in your chart, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, but you have a ticking clock here, right? So no pressure. You're gonna transform, but like I got a 5 o'clock, like somebody's like, let's move it along a little bit, please. So we're gonna have to get into why this person has a deadline. This is the Golden Lenormand. Why does this person have a deadline? Because there's somebody else here communicating with your person. Because there's something else competing for what you want. We have the mice here, and that's about loss. I also feel like there's something here about how one communicates being an impact to this clock, right? Or this deadline. Like, are you going to make your intentions clear? So it's not just, hey, you don't have a lot of time. Hey, you got to change this thing, but also you got to like say things right. No pressure. I mean, I get it. Somebody here is feeling a little bit threatened or a little bit under pressure. Maybe that song has something to say for you. But there's a reason for it. All right, this is the OG Rider-Waite. You may or may not hear my stomach growl in a little bit. I feel like I keep recording for you guys when I'm like super hungry, and then it just leads to 18 different food analogies, but it happens. Hi there, Drew. How are you doing today? All right, so wowza. All right, so somebody feels like the reason it's difficult to make the stand or express how they feel is because they have to come clean about something. They have to be honest about something that they, in some moment, kind of thought they'd escaped having to deal with. So this is like, I'm trying to think. Have you ever had somebody try to like sneak out of a party before they help cleaning? Even though they promised their best friend, like, no, I'm going to help you clean the next morning. It's like that kind of vibe. Like, well, everybody looks really drunk, so I could probably dip and no one would even notice. And then I wouldn't have to help with the cleaning. It's not that. That's not the situation that happened, but that's like it, right? Like, I could just dip and then I don't have to deal with this. What they did was just like kind of kick the can down the street, right? That's a problem for future Carmen. But it's the future. And now this person is being asked to demonstrate that they have healed. Or it's not even, I don't know. Maybe they're not even being asked to. Maybe it's just if you want to heal a situation where you are out in the cold or where you don't feel like you are connected with somebody that you want to be closer to, then generally there's some action that must be taken, right? An apology, a visit, a gift, I don't know. But this Magician implies that we have somebody, in my opinion, because it's next to the Five of Swords, we had to learn not to control a situation. It's like this person bought a ticket to ride on a roller coaster and then wanted to rearrange when the peaks and valleys were, and you can't do that. It's like, no. You sat on the little train thing that goes on the roller coaster, and it has one track, and it's going to go on that track. And if you don't like it, you can get off at the next round. You don't have to go again, but like, you're in it for the ride. This person, I think, was maybe not expecting to feel the emotions that they ended up feeling. And it's giving like scared animal in a corner, right? When really that scared cat or scared dog, they were just going to get food from somebody that was worried about them, you know, like that kind of vibe. Hello there, Tom. How are you doing? We have the Four of Swords in the reverse, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Nine of Wands. But what was at one point kind of cast off and dismissed or kicked down the street, right? This person has been unable to ignore or fully dismiss from their brain. There's something telling them that they didn't do enough, they didn't do right by this person, or that they may someday regret how they handled this, right? This Nine of Wands is making me feel like we've had a change in heart. We have somebody that was at one time looking at the situation like, I mean, it ended, but it ended the way that I wanted it to. I had the last word, whatever it was, right? That's fine. You know, at least I started that fire. But now they're like looking back, thinking, why did I do that? Why did I ruin that? Why did I, why did I drown my nachos in too much cheese sauce? There's the first one, you guys, because that's definitely regrettable, right? Too much cheese sauce, and now your chips have no chippiness to them. You know, there's. Yeah, that's an appropriate one, right? All right. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Six of Swords in the reverse. Ace of Wands in the reverse. Okay. I mean, this kind of feels like a random shot across the bow. That doesn't really do anything. Okay, super strange reference, but this is what's going through my mind right now. Is chippiness a word? I don't know, Tom, but we're going to go with it. This is like somebody just not really thinking before they do something, making a wild attempt, throwing a dart at a dartboard, but you're like facing the wrong direction. Okay. This was impulsive. Shit, I lost my reference. Oh no. This is just giving like, I didn't really think things through. I just shot from the hip and I didn't really say what I wanted to say. So it's like leaving the last, or like the most important thing that you're supposed to say, just completely forgetting to say it. So if you were, for example, telling someone where to meet you before your phone dies, you might have given them the time and the name of the place, but didn't specify, was it in this suburb or this suburb? And then you guys end up going to different ones. There's like an important detail left out. And it could be, why are you talking to me? What are your intentions? What do you want? Right? It could be misinterpreted as just kind of like a blip on the radar, right? All right, we're gonna pull a few from the Love Tarot. We have the future. I daydream about our future together, going on adventures and growing old together. I want it all. You feel like home. Being with you reminds me of simpler times. You bring me so much happiness and peace. So, serenity and that sense of peace that you can be yourself around somebody, that is not easy to find, my friends. If you find it, treat it well. There are some people out there, they might feel comfortable in all manners of places, right? Like, to be real with you all, like, I don't really know how to describe myself because there are times where I feel like I'm super introverted, and then there are times where I feel like I'm definitely an extrovert, right? Because, like, I can, like, put on a show, right? Like, I can, like, I don't know, tell jokes in front of a group of people and, like, not be, like, scared about it or whatever. I've given presentations in front of strangers, whatever. But there's a certain kind of feeling that you get where you can hang out with somebody or be yourself, have that kind of like relaxed energy where you're not nervous around them. You might be nervous around them at some points, but if you can, for example, have 5 minutes of silence and it doesn't feel awkward, that's, I think, a good indicator. I do think I want one more of these though. And this person appreciates that this is not something that they get a lot of, right? Trying to figure out who they need to be around which people is exhausting. But around you, they can be just themselves. But they miss you. They haven't seen you for a while, or they feel like there's a significant distance between the two of you because of how things have gone lately. I miss you. I wish things were different. All right, let's get... I think I want the tattoo tarot. Five of Pentacles in the reverse, the Lovers in the reverse, the Magician in the reverse. This is screaming to me, I want back in. I miss you. I should have chosen you. I should have done right by you. I should have done more to let you see what you mean to me. But Magician in the reverse, either they were too controlling or they were trying to make sure that they don't lose the ability to run away. I don't know. But there's a dagger or a sword that's going through the rose in this Magician card. And I think in their efforts to protect their own heart, they were disappointed to see that they had hurt you, and it hurt them to hurt you. But there's a tendency within this person to be secretive, to not share how they truly feel, or maybe even be a bit emotionally manipulative in terms of how they get others to appreciate them. So what I mean by that is you'll have some people that play hard to get because they want to see if you'll chase them, right? Hi there, Carrie. How are you doing? This is that kind of person. I might play like I am super confident, or like I don't need to worry about whether or not I have Riz, or if I can like have a good conversation or be seen as funny. But inside, I really am quite insecure. So I'm putting on this facade, right? This person experienced a falling out with you, an argument or a breakup with you because they were uncomfortable sharing a certain feeling for you. I think they could be themselves around you up into like they couldn't actually tell you how much you meant to them because of, I think, fear or a need to control the situation. Ten of Pentacles, the Tower in the reverse, the Hanged Man in the reverse. I kind of feel like there's something family related motivating this person to appreciate you the way they should have from the beginning. So what I mean by that is they might have drama, an argument, or some kind of conflict here with family that has pushed them to really understand how differently you treat them versus the other people in their life. The Ten of Pentacles is in the upright. So I'm inclined to say this is somebody appreciating you for your true worth. Because there's a shift in perspective here. Both of these cards can talk about a new perspective, seeing things in a different light, being honest with yourself, maybe even, full on reality check. This person realizes there are things in their life that are not to be protected and that they let go of, or they did not fight for something they should have fought for. Four of Pentacles. Is that not weird? I don't know if you guys can see it. You can't. It's set up like at an angle, leaning up against the cards that I have from the Poe Tarot, like looking at me, like on display, like a vase totally would be. The Four of Wands is a beautiful card. I have to pull one more in case we get another four because we have two fours. The Four of Pentacles, the Four of Wands. Nine of Cups in the reverse. This is a little bit of like a warning, it kind of comes across as, or a little bit of insight for this person who is feeling embarrassed or threatened, perhaps, that they might lose this person that they treasure. There's something about letting go of almost like super individualism or super hermitness, keeping people closed off or keeping things to yourself. While this person has been very secretive and trying to not express how they feel, they've been putting all their energy into that while the person that they appreciate has been building. Like this is a glow up kind of energy. So work is better, friends are better, other people are interested. People are taking notice of this love interest. And with the Nine of Cups in the reverse, it feels to me like almost like saying somebody's been greedy with their time or greedy with how they treat others, right? Because it is called sharing your feelings, right? If you don't share, you're greedy. We're going to go with that. So, yeah, they have to actually open up. What do you think? I think we need the truth is. Yep. That's what we need. All right. This is such great validation. This is what the whole freaking reading's been about, you know? Like, it's the same thing. Guarded. A closed heart is holding your relationships back. Do you want to feel loved or not? Some people don't. That's on you. You can do that. Better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all, right? Maybe they're just content to leave it at that. I was just saying that, like, super individualism, like very focused on protecting themselves and what happens to them. Do they get to make decisions? Do they get to live the life they want to? This is somebody who has a fear of getting close because they fear they will be controlled by somebody, or they fear like codependency. So I do feel like this person's had a toxic encounter in love that made them feel like, I just focus on me. Everybody else can just stay over there. I'm just going to comment on this, and you may not like agree with me at all, but there is a difference that I've noticed. Some people will just like randomly send you selfies, and some people, it's just like not their vibe. This person is probably the type to take selfies because they're literally doing it in that picture. Okay. I think I did put this in the Twin Flame playlist. For those of you that don't know, I have over 3,000 videos on this channel. I have organized the live streams and the videos into playlists. So if you want to be, binging on some Twin Flame-ish, I got you. This is a Twin Flame reading. You're involved in a Twin Flame union, and there's resentment. There's hurt and bitterness over unfair treatment. You didn't treat me the way you know I deserve to be treated. So there has to be some kind of like resolution, right? And that's what this person was running away from. And to be clear, I should say, there has to be a resolution if you want to move forward. It could just end, right? That's a choice. Thank you, Tiana. I appreciate you for that. All right, we're going to go with the Egyptian Tarot. King of Pentacles and the reverse. 10 of Wands. That's the same card. Both of them in the reverse. I'm proud of you, whoever you are, because you have, at the very least, looked at your approach or looked at how you handled the situation, how you view love, perhaps, or sharing, and you recognized, I do need to change this. I do need to stop doing that. Because all over this reading is a change in perspective. I see things differently now. I know I could handle this differently, or I know I could be happier if I were willing to actually trust somebody, right? Knight of Swords in the reverse. Eight of Wands. Five of Wands in the reverse. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. We had the Three of Pentacles in the reverse up here at the very end as well, or like end of the row. We've also had this Knight of Swords. But you know what we were missing? We were missing that Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands talks about fast action. But that's what this person is in conflict over. That's what this person is concerned about. Someone's nervous. Somebody's threatened about how it's going to look. Concerned they might get rejected. Whatever it is. It really feels like the universe is saying, you either want it or you don't. You're either going to jump off because you can handle jumping into a lake off the side of a mountain or not. You know, like, I could do it. It would take me a second to talk myself up, you know, but like, I've jumped off the high dive, so I think I can handle that. This person, they're standing at the edge of the mountain. They're like, I mean, that could be fun, but like, I could die. It's love. You're not going to die. But you do risk things. I don't know if I should say it that way. I wanted to say things completely drying up. Take it how you might. But there's something else going on here that is going to close this window of opportunity that you have. All right, let's get some cards on why this window is closing. And it may be different for everyone, right? But I do feel like this person who is missing you or missing their person might be a little bit dishonest with themselves about how much time they have or whether they could get somebody back in 6 months. All right, so here's the deal. If you offer an ambiguous connection, if you are unwilling to define what you want, you will lose it. This 6 card is the clouds. And yeah, it's foggy. You can't see. You don't know what's going on, right? You have the coffin, the bridge, and the clouds. This will end, this connection. Bridges are about connections. This will end if it's murky. If it's a friends with benefits thing, be honest. Say it's a friends with benefits thing. I don't think it is. If it's a love match, say it's a love match. If you want to be exclusive, say that. I think this is a question of a little bit of a test, right? You've in the past demonstrated you don't know how to communicate your emotions. So in order to get what you want, you better demonstrate that you can actually talk about your emotions, right? I haven't played Donkey Kong in forever. I used to be super obsessed with Dr. Mario and Tetris and The Sims. I haven't played a lot of games lately, though. All right. I feel like we need just a little bit more. This is the Kipper. We have a message of concern. High honor in the reverse. Community in the reverse. This feels external to the connection, But I do feel like there's a time constraint here because something difficult happens. Somebody has to cut off a best friend. Somebody has to go no contact with a family member. Somebody is betrayed by a coworker. What I'm getting is there's an opportunity for you to rebuild your connection with somebody through a difficult time. If you don't take advantage of that, if you would rather suffer in silence, this person will take that as a rejection of their love. So, in other words, do you want to be vulnerable, or do you want to help somebody who's vulnerable go through a difficult time? Because there's a difficult time here that would bring you closer together, that would build a strong foundation for a relationship, but it requires that you are vulnerable. It is the test of all tests. You can't say that you love somebody, but can you like show them the side of you you're not proud of? Because if you can, then you earn this love. Otherwise, you get put out in the cold. You have to be there though, or they have to be given the opportunity to be there for you. It's one of those two. All right. And lastly, we have a couple cards from the signs of the times. We have infinity. There's unlimited potential with this connection. You will grow as a person. You will be challenged, but you will be loved. It's not for the faint of heart, but you are being motivated. You are being encouraged to pursue something meaningful, because there is somebody here who wants to help you or who will help you in a tough time, or you're being able to help the person that you care about during a tough time. Really helps you build that foundation, right? Y'all are funny. All right. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Thank you for the flowers, Redbeard. And I will see you on the next reading.